between India and Pakistan. There are a few clouds about, but the sun's out and it's a lovely day for watching cricket. You were out in the middle earlier, Jim. How did the pitch look then?
Good morning, Richie. This should be a batsman's paradise. It's hard and flat with a lightning-quick outfield. There should be lots of runs out here. Definitely a time to fill your boots. If the team batting first can post a huge total, then they can put pressure on the team batting second. Definitely a pitch to bat first on. Back to you, Richie.
The opening bowler is going to be Srinath. There's the first runs on the scoreboard for Pakistan. No wicket for 2. Shahid Afridi is now facing. Super wicket keeping. Pakistan move on to 5. It's straight at Shuak. Syed Anwar is now on strike. Pushed into the gap. Shahid Afridi is now facing. .49 overs are left for Pakistan. Waqar Younis to begin a new spell, 350 runs required. That's cleared the infield. That's the first boundary for Shuak. Didn't quite get hold of that one properly. That was an athletic stop by the keeper. 345 runs required. .49 overs are left for India. The required run rate has crept up to around 7 and over. Stopped by Wakar Yunus. Wasim Akram to Chuak. There it goes. Looks in good form out there.
He really laid into that delivery. 4 runs all the way.
Shiwag waiting at the striker's end. Superb shot. Shiwag moves into double figures with those runs. Well, that'll certainly beat the fielder into the fence. Shiwag very quickly onto that one.
Cracking shot. He's in great form. That was an expensive over for Pakistan.
Wakar Yunus to begin a new over. Now the run rate stands at just over 6.5 and over. Wakar Yunus at the start of his run-up. Hit straight to a fielder. That's the first runs of the day for Tendulkar. It's in the air. That was still going up as it cleared the rope.
The bowler can't believe it, but it is out of the ground. 6 runs.
India move on to 24.
The batsmen are off to a flying start. If they keep this up, then the target will be no problem at all.
Wasim Akram to begin a new over. Now the run rate stands at just over 6.5 and over. Stopped by Yusuf Yohana. There it goes. That's the first boundary for Tendulkar. So they need 322 to win from 277 balls. Stopped by Inzamam ul Haq. Waqar Yunus to begin a new over. The required run rate is tripped up to around 6.5 and over. Didn't quite hold on properly. She has now moved into the 20s. Yusuf Hanana reaches it before it crosses the boundary. Waqar Yunus continues. It's straight to a fielder. He's got it in the gap. That's the end of the fifth over. The required rate is looking more out of reach here. He looked as if he was home to me. Gone. Caught. Lovely catch. She's got a great pair of hands. Sourav makes his way back to the dressing room.
He'll be kicking himself about that dismissal. He really didn't play that ball very well.
The next batsman is Laxman. Laxman takes his place at the crease. Laxman is off the mark. Shahid Afridi sprinting along the boundary. That's gone high in the air. It's straight at Mushtaq Ahmed. That's gone high in the air. That takes him into double figures. 44 overs are left in the innings. Waqar Yunus to begin a new over. The required run rate is around 7 and over. Not timed perfectly, but they'll get some runs anyway. Waqar Yunus to Tendulkar. Stopped by Syed Anwar. That's straight up in the air. Fielded in the deep by Yusuf Yohana. There's a mix-up with the batsman. A direct hit would have got him. Tendulkar is now facing. Waqar Yunus to Tendulkar. Hit straight at Syed Anwar. Here comes the first change in the bowling. The required run rate has crept up to around 7 and over. They have 43 overs to get. 308, Sakleen Mushtaq to Laxman. He looked as if he was home to me. It's straight at Shahid Afridi. A very good over. Only one offered in the end. Bakar Yunus to begin a new over. The required run rate is looking more and more out of reach here. Not timed perfectly, but they'll get some runs anyway. Bakar Yunus to Laxman. It's straight at Insamam ul Haq. Bakar Yunus to Laxman. That's too short, and it's been dispatched before. That's the first boundary for Laxman. Laxman waiting at the striker's end. That was just a kitten's whisker away from the stumps.
Yes, good bowling there. Draw him forward and force him to play.
Bakar Yunus to bowl to Laxman. Sakleen Mushtaq to begin a new over. The required run rate is looking more and more out of reach here. Sakleen Mushtaq at the start of his run-up. Batsmen are after two. Sakleen Mushtaq to bowl to Laxman. Played into the gap. Tendulkar facing. He's worked that into the gap. The sweeper picks up. That's the end of the 10th over. The required run rate has crept up to around 7 and over. Superb shot. Laxman moves into double figures with those runs. It's straight to a fielder. There's a mix-up with the batsman. They can't afford to go throwing away wickets. Tendulkar facing. That's superb bowling from Waqar Younis. He's worked that into the gap. .39 overs are left for India. Saqlain Mushtaq to continue with his off-spin. The required run rate has crept up to around 7 and over. He's worked that into the gap. There's a mix-up with the batsman. Good stroke for 4. Really looks in fine nick today.
That was a wonderful shot. He looks in great shape out there.
Pakistan really should win it from here. Saqlain Mushtaq continues. One now for 64. Saqlain Mushtaq to Tendulkar. The fielder will cut that off, stopped by Shahid Afridi. Tendulkar is now facing. Well, it's going to reach the boundary. Tendulkar has moved into the 20s and is starting to look far more relaxed. That over cost 10 runs. Waqar Younis to begin a new over. Now the run rate stands at just over 7 and over.
White.
Hit straight to a fielder. Waqar Younis continues. Stopped in the covers. Laxman has now moved into the 20s. Hit straight at Yusuf Yohana. Waqar Younis at the start of his run-up. Saqlain Mushtaq to begin a new over. The required run rate has crept up to around 7.5 and over. Over pitch and driven for 4. He picked the length quickly with that one.
What can I say about that shot? He looks in top form today.
275 runs required. Laxman is now on strike. Tendulkar is now on strike. Steered expertly into the gap. There's a mix-up with the batsman. 36 overs are left for India. Waqar Younis to begin a new over. The required run rate has crept up to around 7.5 and over. Tendulkar is now on strike. Speeding to the boundary. He picked the length quickly with that one.
Well, he got everything right there. Footwork, hands, kept his head down, kept the ball on the ground. Nothing better than that.
India move on to 81. Over pitch and smashed the four. He watched that onto the bat perfectly.
That looked like four the moment he struck.
Saqlain Mushtaq to continue with his off-spin. The run rate stands at just under 7.5 and over. He's worked that into the gap. The total is now 1 for 86. Tendulkar is now facing. Hit straight to a fielder.
Yes.
263 runs required. Well, that's found the gap in the field. There's a mix-up with the batsman. Stopped by Shahid Afridi. Waqar Younis to begin a new over. The required run rate is looking more and more out of reach here. Not timed perfectly, but they'll get some runs anyway. Mushtaq Ahmed out at long on. The fielder will cut that off. For all the way. Tendulkar really punishes anything short.
Great shot. That seemed to rocket to the boundary.
257 runs required. He didn't quite get hold of that one properly. Stopped in the covers. .33 overs are left in the innings. Saqlain Mushtaq to begin a new over. The required run rate has crept up to around 7.5 and over. The batsman didn't look at all comfortable there. batsman will have to run these. Sakleen Mushtaq continues. He's worked that into the gap. .32 overs are left in the innings. Waqar Younis to bowl the last of his allotted overs. The required run rate has crept up to around 7.5 and over. A long hop and dispatched for 4. Looks in good form out there.
Well played. He got into perfect position for that shot. Head over the ball. Weight going forward.
That moves the score into 3 figures for India. Waqar Younis at the start of his run-up. He's worked that into the gap. Tendulkar is now facing. Batsmen are after 2.
Pakistan are bowling too many wides out there. They need to keep it tighter.
1 for 103. That's a good shot. Laxman really takes advantage of anything over pitch.
That was beautifully played. He was well over the top of the ball.
India are 1 for 107. Laxman waiting at the striker's end. Short and smashed before. That square drive was hit with some power.
That came right out of the meat. Excellent shot.
239 runs required. That's wonderful bowling from Waqar Younis. So there was 15 off that over. The required run rate is around 7.5 and over. Played into the gap. Laxman is now on strike. That's wonderful bowling from Sakleen Mushtaq. India have taken their total on to 1 for 112. The fielder will cut that off. That's gone high in the air. Sakleen Mushtaq is not impressed.
That was good batting. He picked his spot, didn't try to smash it, just stroked it through the gap.
The total is now 1 for 107. Tendulkar is now on strike. That's the end of the 20th over. We're about to see a change in bowling. The required run rate has crept up to around 7.5 and over. The batsman will have to run these. the air. Oh, that's close. The umpire shakes his head. The umpire didn't have to think too hard about that one. The batsman will have to run these. The required run rate has crept up to around 7.5 and over. The batsman will have to run these. I think he was easily back in the crease there. One now for 122. It's straight at Salim Alahi. He looked as if he was home to me. Laxman is now facing. The fielder will cut that off. Saklane Mushtaq at the start of his run-up. Laxman waiting at the striker's end. Let's take a look at how the innings has gone so far. The required run rate is looking more and more out of reach here. There it goes. Crowd are standing to applaud him. There's his half-century. Wasim Akram is back in the attack. The batsman will have to run these. Stopped in the covers. Stopped by Abdur Razak. The third umpire's been called for. Laxman eventually goes for 47. That was a useful innings by Laxman.
He looked to be in good form out there. He really should have built on that good start.
The next batsman is Dravid. So they need 222 to win from 163 balls. .27 overs are left in the innings. The required run rate has crept up to around 8 and over. Played into the gap. Sakleen Mushtaq at the start of his run-up. That's the first runs of the day for Dravid. A very good over. Only 2 off it in the end. Wasim Akram to begin a new over. The required run rate has crept up to around 8 and over. A long hop and punish. That's the first boundary for Dravid. He's got it into the gap. There it goes. That's the halfway mark, 25 overs. Sakleen Mushtaq to Dravid. The required run rate has crept up to around 8 and over. He didn't quite get hold of that one properly. Stopped by Mushtaq Ahmed. Well, that's found the gap in the field. He's worked that into the gap. Yusuf Yohana out at long off. Dravid waiting at the striker's end. He's worked that into the gap. Sakleen Mushtaq continues. Four overs are left for India. The required run rate is looking more and more out of reach here. Wasim Akram to Dravid. Dravid waiting at the striker's end. It's straight to a fielder. That's racing away to the fence. Dravid moves into double figures with those runs. 23 overs are left in the innings. We're about to see a change in the bowling. The required run rate has crept up to around 8.5 and over. That's cleared the infield. It's in good form out there.
The bowler put that right in his favourite area.
It's straight at Saklan Mushtaq. India have taken their total on to 2 for 149. It's high in the air. Wasim Akram to begin a new over. The required run rate has crept up to around 9 and over. Stopped by Saklan Mushtaq. Wasim Akram to bowl to Tendulkar. Abdur Razak to begin a new over. The required run rate has crept up to around 9 and over. Great shot by Dravid. Picked up very early by Dravid.
Well, he smashed that for 4 with a big smile on his face.
Abdur Razak is back in the attack. So they need 195 to win from 124 balls. The total is now 2 for 155. Abdur Razak is back in the attack. Hit straight to a fielder. Abdur Razak is back in the attack. The batsman will have to run these. Stopped in the covers. Dravid has now moved into the 20s. He's got it into the gap. There's a mix-up with the batsman. That's the end of the 30th over. Wasim Akram to begin a new over. The required run rate has crept up to around 9.5 and over. Not timed perfectly, but they'll get some runs anyway. Tendulkar facing. That's gone high in the air. He smashed that a long way.
Well, he just picked that right off his nose and smashed it over the boundary. Thrilling to watch.
The total is now 2 for 166. It's straight at Salim Alahi. There's a mix-up with the batsman. He looked as if he was home to me. Wasim Akram at the start of his run-up. Eight runs were picked up from that over by Wasim Akram. Abdur Razak to begin a new over. The required run rate is looking more and more out of reach here.
Yes, go!
That's gone high in the air. That ball was at the fence in no time at all.
He played that with a lovely straight bat. He'll be pleased.
2 now for 171.
Yes, go!
Abdur Razak continues. It's high in the air. That was a shot straight out of the coaching manual.
Yes, that was a lovely shot. He will have enjoyed that one.
Waiting!
Abdur Razak is back in the attack. "18 overs are left for India. Wasim Akram to begin a new over. The required run rate is looking more and more out of reach here. Not timed perfectly, but they'll get some runs anyway. Batsmen are after 2. Dravid is now facing. Play it away with comfort. There's a mix-up with the batsman. He looked as if he was home to me. Tendulkar facing. It's straight at Abdur Razak. He looked as if he was home to me. It's just paddled around the corner. Out, caught.
That was a lazy shot. He'll regret that when he sees the replay.
Tendulkar is finally out for 78. That was a useful innings by Tendulkar.
That was a superb innings.
The new batsman is the left-handed Ganguly. The new batsman comes in at the non-striker's end. The required run rate is looking more and more out of reach here. Out.
That was a lazy shot. He didn't get over it at all.
Dravid eventually goes for 23.
That's disappointing. He got himself in and should have gone on to score more runs.
Badani comes in at number 6. Oh, Badani is off the mark.
He got into great position to take that catch.
Ganguly facing his first ball. It's straight at Yusuf Yohana. It's high in the air. That was sheer power.
The bowler won't like that one little bit.
16 overs are left in the innings. We're about to have a change of bowling with the leg spinner Mushtaq Ahmed. The required run rate is looking more and more out of reach here. It's in the air. Mushtaq Ahmed to Ganguly. He didn't quite get hold of that one properly. The batsmen are coming back for 3. Picked up by Yusuf Yohana. The total is now 4 for 192. Mushtaq Ahmed to bowl to Badani. Great shot by Badani. That's the first boundary for Badani. Badani facing. That's the end of the 35th over. The required run rate is looking more and more out of reach here. It's straight at Wasim Akram. He's worked that into the gap. That takes him into double figures. Stopped by Wasim Akram. Superb shot. That takes him into double figures. Badani is now facing. It's in the air. It's a mix-up with the batsman. 14 overs are left for India. The required run rate is looking more and more out of reach here. But the fielder will cut that one off. As if he was home to me. Played into the gap. Played away with comfort. Mushtaq Ahmed continues. Well, that'll be fielder. Really Mushtaq Ahmed continues. Mushtaq Ahmed at the start of his run-up. It's right at Yusuf Yohana. Abdul Razak to begin a new over. The required run rate is looking more out of reach here. There it goes. Badani has now moved into the 20s. Badani is now on strike. That's too full and it's been punished. The moment it left his back.
Perfectly played. He got right over that ball and played it with a nice straight bat.
The total is now 4 for 218. It's high in the air. Shade Afridi couldn't quite reach it. There's a mix-up with the batsman. He was struggling there, but somehow he's got away with it. The batsmen are after 2. There's a mix-up with the batsman. He looked as if he was home to me. That's 11 off the over now. It's been a rather expensive over so far. Abdul Razak to Badani. There's a mix-up with the batsman. That over helped the run rate somewhat. The required run rate is around 10.5 and over. Up and over and 4 runs. That was beautifully turned off his legs for 4.
What a ripper! The crowd enjoyed that one.
They have 12 overs to get 125. Badani waiting at the striker's end. I think he was easily back in the crease there. Ganguly waiting at the striker's end. It's high in the air. Badani waiting at the striker's end. Well, that's found the gap in the field. There's a mix-up with the batsman. I think he was easily back in the crease there. Well, that's found the gap in the field. The batsmen are after 2. Picked up on the boundary by Yusuf Yohana. 11 runs came from that over. Abdul Razak to begin a new over. Now the run rate stands at just over 10.5 and over. There it goes. That's gone high in the air. Abdul Razak won't like that at all.
For the crowd, the hook is a spectacular action shot.
India have taken their total on to 4 for 239. Stopped by Yusuf Yohana. Abdul Razak to bowl to Badani. Over-pitched and driven for 4. He really struck that well.
He played that shot perfect.
4 for 2-4-3. Stopped in the covers. Direct hit.
What a mess. He left his partner high and dry.
Badani is making his way back to the pavilion. That was a useful innings by Badani. That's a lovely way to get off the mark. The batsmen are coming back for a second. He's going to have to move here. That's the end of the 40th over. Mushtaq Ahmed to begin a new over. Now the run rate stands at just over 10.5 and over. There it goes. Abdul Razak got it long on. Mushtaq Ahmed at the start of his run-up. That's straight up in the air. Inzamam ul-Haq is not going to reach that. That's the first boundary for Mongia. Well played, but the fielder will cut that one off. Mushtaq Ahmed at the start of his run-up. That's found the gap in the field. There's a mix-up with the batsman. That's speeding to the boundary. Mongia moves into double figures with those runs. 12 runs came from that over by Mushtaq Ahmed. Abdul Razak to begin a new over. The required run rate is around 10 and over. That's cleared the infield. Ganguly has moved into the 20s and is starting to look far more relaxed. He's got it into the gap. It's straight at Yusuf Yahana. There it goes. He found the gap with precision.
He'll have enjoyed that one. It was for the moment it left his bat.
5. Now for 265. Long hop and dispatch for 4. Mongia is looking to punish any short deliveries.
That'll be a real confidence booster for him. Should get rid of any nerves.
Mushtaq Ahmed to begin a new over. Now the run rate stands at just over 10 and over. I think he was easily back in the crease there. Steered expertly into the gap. Mongia has now moved into the 20s. Mushtaq Ahmed at the start of his run-up. That's straight up in the air. That's straight up in the air. He's worked that into the gap. I think he was easily back in the crease there. Abdur Razak to begin a new over. The required run rate is looking more and more out of reach here. There it goes. Oh, that was superb timing.
Beautifully played. Head over the ball, weight forward, a textbook shot.
He's worked that into the gap. Ganguly facing. He's worked that into the gap. Abdur Razak at the start of his run-up. Oh, that's gone a long way. They'll be looking for that ball for days.
It doesn't really matter if it goes in the air if you hit it that far.
That's 12 off the over now. This over is proving to be quite expensive. So there was 13 off that over. Mushtaq Ahmed to bowl his leg spin. The required run rate is around 10 and over. That's straight up in the air. A great take by Mushtaq Ahmed.
That went up miles. It had snow on it by the time it came down.
The Gurkha is off the mark. He's gone over the top with that, and it looks like 4 runs. There's a shot straight out of the coaching manual.
Cracking shot. He's in great form.
Mushtaq Ahmed continues. That's gone high in the air and safe. Ganguly is now facing. Mushtaq Ahmed to Ganguly. Steered expertly into the gap. That's cut off by Yusuf Yohana. And that's the end of the 45th over. We're going to see the leg spin of Shahid Afridi. The required run rate is looking more and more out of reach here. There it goes. There it goes, and safe. Shahid Afridi to Ganguly. That's gone high in the air. He's timing the ball perfectly today.
He should be looking to bowl a tighter line at this stage.
Pushed into the gap. Four overs are left in the innings. The required run rate is looking more and more out of reach here. gone high in the air. That's the first boundary for a Gurkha. The Gurkha is now on strike. Six. Mushtaq Ahmed won't like that at all.
The bowler doesn't look too happy about it. There might be a little bit more in the next one.
Played into the gap. That takes him into double figures. It's high in the air. Ganguly facing. Well, the field is not going to cut that off. He's timing the ball perfectly today.
He loves the ball in that area. Great shot. 4 runs.
Mushtaq Ahmed at the start of his run-up. Pushed into the gap. Eighteen runs came from that over by Mushtaq Ahmed. Shahid Afridi to bowl his leg spin. The required run rate is around 9 and over. Shahid Afridi continues. That one's gone to the fence. He's timing the ball perfectly today.
That was good cricket from the batsman. He placed it, didn't try to hit it too hard.
They have 3 overs to get. 23. He's got hold of that one. 4 runs. Crowd are standing to applaud him. That brings up his half century.
That's a well-deserved half century. He's played very well.
The fielder will cut that off. Shahid Afridi continues. That's straight up in the air. Shahid Afridi continues. Shahid Afridi continues. Nice shot, but it won't make it to the boundary. There's a mix-up with the batsman. Nice shot, but it won't make it to the boundary. Two overs are left for India. The run rate stands at just under 5 and over. Well played, but the fielder will cut that one off. Didn't quite get hold of that one properly. The batsmen are coming back for a second. The sweeper picks up. Stopped by Yusuf Yohana. He's worked that into the gap. The Gurkha has now moved into the 20s. The batsmen are in trouble here. Hit straight at Yusuf Yohana. Mushtaq Ahmed continues. The run rate stands at just under 5 and over. Played into the gap. Batsmen are after 2. Shahid Afridi is back in the attack. That's straight up in the air. And safe. There's a mix-up with the batsman. Shahid Afridi to a Gurkha. There it goes. Yusuf Yohana couldn't quite reach it. It's in the air. A superb catch from Shahid Afridi.
It took an age to come down. The batsman really skied that one.
Ganguly eventually goes for 61. That was a fine innings from Ganguly. He's found the gap with that one. That's the first boundary for Khan. The total is now 7 for 351. So to sum up then, India win by 3 wickets.